Let's dive right in. Today in Mountain View, a San Jose man is charged with murder after a DUI crash.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Garrett. Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett from Mountain View.
First up, a San Jose man is facing murder charges tied to a fatal DUI crash in Sunnyvale that took the life of a 52-year-old Mountain View woman. Police say 34-year-old Brian Burke of San Jose was driving a Ford F-150 the wrong way around 11 p.m. on April 9th. The collision happened at Central Expressway and Commercial Street in Sunnyvale and was head-on with the victim's Jeep Compass. Investigators obtained a blood sample by search warrant, which is a judge's order to collect evidence when someone won't agree voluntarily, and test results indicated he was driving under the influence. He was taken to a hospital for evaluation the next day and was arraigned on April 15th. Arraigned means he appeared in court to hear the charges. Santa Clara County District Attorney Jeff Rosen, the county's top prosecutor, called these cases avoidable criminal tragedies.
Honestly, this one hits hard. Driving the wrong way while under the influence, and a family here in Mountain View loses someone. I'm all for stricter DUI enforcement and stronger support for victims' families. What really jumps out is that he refused to give a statement or a blood sample, and officers had to get a warrant. That's pretty telling. You know?
Quick question, why a murder charge in a DUI case?
So charging decisions are up to prosecutors based on the facts they see. When they say murder here, they're alleging the conduct rises to a very serious level under state law. The courts will sort it, but the DA's message is clear. This didn't have to happen. All right, let's roll on. Mountain View police say a burglary call on Pear Avenue turned into a wild chase. 2 suspects were reportedly trying to break into a locked storage area. Officers were alerted by video monitoring. That's basically remote security cameras flagging unusual activity. When police showed up, the suspects took off in a vehicle that had been reported stolen out of Sunnyvale. During the pursuit, they rammed police cars and an officer was injured. The suspects eventually tried to run on foot, but were caught and booked into the county jail on multiple felony charges. Felonies are the most serious category of crimes. Police identified both suspects as homeless men.
That's scary for officers and anyone nearby, and the homelessness piece is hard. Real talk. Crime is crime, but we also can't ignore root causes like unstable housing and untreated health issues. I'm glad the officer is getting care. Also, props to the video monitoring. It kept this from turning into a total mystery afterward by giving a quick alert and an evidence trail. Next up, cities across California are navigating Senate Bill 79, a new state housing law that kicks in on July 1st. The law allows mid-rise buildings, think roughly 5 to 8 stories, near major transit stops like rail stations and high-frequency bus corridors. The goal is to add homes where people can use transit instead of driving. Los Angeles has chosen a delay strategy. They adjusted zoning to temporarily hold off big changes until 2030 in some areas. Zoning is just the set of local rules for what can be built where. That move has sparked debate among pro-development advocates who want more housing faster, and state officials who wrote the rules. Meanwhile, San Francisco and Sacramento are looking at other approaches, from local plans that still meet the law to simply accepting the state's default zoning.
Yeah, that's a curveball. Los Angeles delaying to 2030 could set a precedent for other cities who want more time. But a lot of places, including mid-sized cities like ours, are stretched on planning staff and budgets. Doing new maps and studies costs real money. I get why some cities are crafting local alternatives to keep some control while avoiding a legal fight they might lose.
Why would Los Angeles push it out that far, all the way to 2030?
Buying time, that's my read. They can build a local plan, do neighborhood-level checks, and try to avoid sudden changes in sensitive areas. Whether state leaders go along with that pace is the big question. Let's switch it up. Chez TJ, the longtime fine dining spot on Villa Street, has closed after more than 40 years. Owner George Aviette, who co-founded the restaurant in 1982, says finances and health issues made it impossible to keep going. The restaurant lost its Michelin star last summer, and even after a remodel and trying to make the experience a little more accessible, customers just didn't come back in the same numbers post-pandemic. There's also a real estate twist. The Victorian house that housed Chez TJ was added to the California Register of Historical Resources against Aviate's wishes. He contends it's not historically significant. A reported $7 million sale was blocked by the city council because of that historical status. That kind of designation can limit changes in sales, as it aims to preserve a site's character.
That one gave me chills. So many celebrations and milestones have happened in that house. The pandemic hit fine dining hard, and it never fully bounced back for some places. The blocked $7 million sale is surprising, but historical protections can be strict. It's a loss either way, for the owner and for local food culture. Last up, Mountain View has locked in a funding plan for a new $189 million public safety headquarters at 1000 Villa Street. The project is about 75,000 square feet and will house police and fire. The city council approved $135 million in bond financing. That's when a city sells bonds to investors and pays them back over time. The rest comes from a mix of city revenue sources. Timing-wise, site prep and some demolition are slated to start in July. Building construction is expected to kick off around May 2027, and completion is targeted for December 2030. The plan is phased, meaning they'll build in stages and check the budget at each step. That helps manage cost overruns, basically when prices climb higher than expected. One surprise in the final phase is a 3-story garage and a shooting range.
I'm down for that investment in public safety, as long as the city keeps the budget tight and transparent. The shooting range and the garage are big adds. The phased approach is smart. Do a piece, check the numbers, then move forward. That's how you keep a $189 million project from ballooning.
That's it for today's news.
Thanks for tuning into Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett from Mountain View. Have a great day. We'll catch you next time.